Hey, what's up, gang? It's Adam from the Commander Smiths, and no, it is not the podcast. It is a little goldfish action tonight. We are moving the podcast, for those of you that are tuning in for the podcast live, we're moving that to tomorrow night, Tuesday at 9 p.m. So instead, what I am doing is I was working on Will's Scion of Peace last week. Did the deck tech of building it all and everything. I got it down to 105, so I still need 5 cuts. But that's about the time when you kind of test things out. I have tested this out quite a bit. What we're going to do in this little rendition here is go through and do some goldfish testing on Mox Field and see if there's anything. I kind of show you how the deck flows, but then also try to get a feel of maybe the last 5 cuts. I may not even get the 5 cuts in tonight. Sometimes that takes place right before I'm playing it in real life or on camera or whatever. But right now we're down to the 105. So this is pretty much the feel of it. Just a kind of synopsis of how this deck is supposed to work. I did narrow things down quite a bit. We are down to 23 creatures total. A lot of the stuff that it's going to be in here is coming from the X spells. Let's see. I'll get that in there. Let me show you quick. So we got some of the X spells have the removal. So we got, Marital Coup, White Sun's Twilight. Curse of the Swine is kind of the removal. These two I like because we're adding some tokens in after you remove everything. But we have these X spells. We have Invasion of New Phyrexia. Storm Herd. That's not an X spell necessarily, but it kind of is in a way. And then Finale of Glory and Grand Crescendo. So there's a bunch of things. You're trying to get to this stuff. You're gaining a bunch of life. You're drawing cards. You're just trying to get your game winners. This is probably more game winner cards than I normally play with. So it actually does pretty well. It is like on the GPT scale when I plugged it in there. Just now when I've got it down to this 105, it has it at a 7 to 8. Before I had, I think, about 20 cuts left, it had it at a 8 to 9. So I think I had a lot more game winner or synergy stuff. Like if I could play it with a 120, it'd be really nice. But so it's at about an 8 at this point. So the game winner stuff where I've played this, or like I said, I've probably played this about 40 times. If I hit Omniscience, I know that's not how you say it, but or Approach the Second Sun can be brutal. I've actually hit this. Moonshaker, I've won a couple times doing it. I shouldn't say I've won. It's, it's solitaire, so I really haven't won. But I get to a point where I'm like, okay, if I'm in a game, this is what's going to get me the win. Jin Gataxius might be one that I get rid of, but I'm not positive on that. One with the Multiverse is such a solid card. Didn't realize how good it was, but getting this out and being able to play off the top of your library, one free card from the top or your hand is very nice, and then you can play lands from up on top of your library too. So let's get things started. Remember, if you guys are watching this video, make sure to like this video. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. So we're going to run through, probably get about half an hour test in here just to kind of get a feel of it. This typically gets going. Oh, let me change to a better, there we go, better screen. So a little more full there. Typically it gets to like 5 to 7. And once I feel like, okay, it's doing pretty well, then I cut it off. Okay, so this is a good starting hand. Not the greatest where my life gain is. It's going to be a little slower because we have the 1 Mono Rock, which is fine. Actually, this should be a pretty good hand. So let's get started. We'll do our draw. And first things first, we aren't going to play anything turn 1, really. So let's get our Flooded Strand out. View library. We're going to get our Hallowed Fountain because we don't care about that one going into play tapped. If I had a turn 1 drop, I would go for the Tundra. We lose the 1 life. And then we go. Say the next turn. All right. So now we're going to get a Mono Rock out. Let's get... Typically, there's a little more double whites in this deck, so getting 2 white out first is the way to go. Nothing else we're going to do on that turn, so move to turn 3. And we'll get Minimo out. Now, you want to get Will out as fast as possible. He's not that threatening, so I would be I'm not worried about him like protecting him right away because he's really not doing much until you start gaining life. And so he's not one of those commanders on the battlefield where people are like, I got to get rid of him as soon as possible. This one's, it's a little, I mean, once people know this deck works, they might do it. But for the time being, it's not really. Okay, so we have 4 but we're not hitting anything. We're not getting another mono rock. We need some life gain to pop some of these other guys out. So really, we're kind of screwed in this hand in a way. Yeah, because we're going to have the phase out. So in this one, we just say next turn. Okay. And then I was going to say hope for a land. All right. So now we're a turn behind because we missed a land drop, but that's all right. So we want to set up for our next turn. Now, here's a cool little combo that's happened that I've done with this is Shabraz along with Drogue Skull is an infinite combo in a way. You can go through your entire deck because one's when you gain life, you're drawing cards. This one's when Shabraz comes in, or not comes in, whenever you draw a card, you gain a life. So they feed off of each other. So the key is you could do that. And then if you have one white open, if you have the life gain thing going, you can remove this at instant speed with one of the cards in there. So that is kind of a little combo there. So let's see here. What's going to be best for our next turn? Because we're setting up for next turn. We get 5 life here. That might be nice. And either that or Shabraz, because Shabraz, as soon as you draw, you'll gain a life, but the 5 life is the bigger hit. So I would throw out Lyra Dawnbringer. These are all tapped, let's just say. We would maybe attack with somebody if they're open, but we're turn 5 at this point. So now we go to the next turn. All right, Polluted Delta. Let's get that out. Boom. We're going to go and get our Tundra. Pop that into play. All right, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in theory, out of the 3 other players, there shouldn't be somebody with flying. So you should be able to hit for 5. Most likely. There's very rarely does everybody have a flyer. Most likely there's one person that has a flyer, and that one person is you at this point. So we gain 5 life. We go to the second main phase. Now we tap with Will. Everything's reduced by 5. So we could play Moonshaker, but that doesn't make sense at this point. Shabraz. Yeah, we want to get Shabraz out there. So let's use our white and our blue. Now here's a little fun thing here is I could untap this with this and make that 10. So if we had an X spell that gave me tokens or something like that at this point, or drawing, this would be the time to use that. So there's a few spells that allow the untapping. So we get Shabraz out there. Then I think my next thing would be to do Nykthos Paragon, because you can do it once a turn, but you get to choose. It's not when you gain life, you do it then. You may put 1/1 counters on each creature, that many 1/1 counters. So if we hit next time with Lyra, we're putting 5 1/1 counters on everything that's here. Then we have 1 left over. Or no, we actually have 2 left over. 1, 2. Oh, so we can play another thing. But there's nothing else I really would want to play. Everything else is our protection and kind of game winner stuff. This is a fantastic card. I didn't own this, so I ordered this because this is nice. I won't be able... Oh, no, I will be able to cast this if I got in a pinch here. So I have my protection set up because I could tap this and this for the 2. And then tap these 2 and then phase out everything that I wanted. Every non-land, right? Non-land permanent. So I could phase everything out and protect my stuff for a turn. So that's kind of the nice thing here. So we go to our next turn. We're protected. We're on turn 7. This is when normally things start to get going. We don't have anything crazy, but we would have gained a life there. We would want to hit with this. Do we have enough for Moonshaker Cavalry to do much? I don't think so. I'd still probably be saving that. We're looking for this with one of the X spells. We need to really draw some cards here. Whenever you draw a card, put them on. So we need some pumps off of that. So really we'd be just working with what we got here. We get our dude out there, boom, gaining life whenever we play creatures and all that. So then we'd swing in, swing, probably wouldn't swing with these guys. This would hit, plug in your list into Commander Spellbook to see if there are hidden undiscovered combo lines in your deck. I have not. When you play Shabraz, you can fall, what does that say there? Fail to find, and get a shuffle. When you play... Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because the partner part. I got what you're saying. Yep. That's a good point there. Renshai. No, Bill, I did not plug this in to see any. I might have to check that out. What is it? list into Commander Spellbook to see if there are any hidden undiscovered combo lines. I'll have to do that. I'll check that out after the video. Okay, so we do that. We do the 2. Then let's just say we hit it. We're going to do the 5 counters because this is going to get +1/+1. We're getting the life link. We're going to get whenever we gain life. That's not doing it there. So we'd hit this. Everything would get huge. At this point, our biggest threats are here. We'd have our 3 protection spells. We could have done this to maybe double strike. At this point, you're sitting pretty. You probably used one of these up at this point because somebody's trying to wipe your board. If they didn't, they're in big trouble. We drew another land, swinging in again. At this point, you probably could do Moonshaker and Akroma's Will for the win. So this one, it didn't get the card draw, the X spells that I normally get, but it's still got some pretty strong creatures out there, pretty powerful. Let's restart, get another one going. You just got to try to run these through as fast as possible. So we got 2 lands, no rocks. Even with how we start, we normally, depending on what order you are, you draw extra cards and then you put them on the bottom. I don't think I'd like this one, so we do a restart on this. I want 3 land to start. 1, 2, 3. We're good there. And a little Mana Crypt. We'll take that. All right, get our draw for the turn. If we play Mana Crypt, I guess we would play Mana Crypt in this turn. A lot of times I hold it back a turn, but since we can get Chromatic Lantern, this is going to be a solid start. 3 there, Chromatic into Sarah's Ascendant. That's a pretty damn solid first turn there. Then we go to turn 2. Let's throw that out. Boom, boom. Oh, let's just pretend we lost 3 life because that's just my luck. So we go 1, 2, and is there anything else I would want to do with this? We'd probably do Mana Crypt there. Get Will out, swing in for 6. We gain our life back. There's no way everybody has a flyer at this point. So now we got that out there. People are looking to get rid of Sarah's Ascendant. Will is not even on the radar. We go to the next turn, get our 3rd land out. Let's say we lost 3 life again. All right, so now we got X spells, we got angels, we got things happening. How would I want to swing this one? Get 2 angels out? Probably, because we got X spell stuff here. So let's swing in for 6. Second main phase, we would tap that down. We do white, 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 white. Do I put all my eggs in one basket, or maybe I go 2 white. Let's see what we get from Pull from Tomorrow before we actually get too crazy. Blue, blue, Pull from Tomorrow. Everything costs less. So if we do get a Mono Rock, we'll save that there. So we're going to use that 6 to draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We already have our land drop for turn. So these are used up. And we got another X spell if we wanted to. Do we have Indestructible? We do. At this point at turn 3, you would not be using your removal. So we probably just get some other fun stuff out. What else would I want to get out at this time? Probably Drogue Skull Reaver. So this with the Shabraz is what I was talking about before. So we have 6 there. So we'll go boop, boop. Throw Drogue Skull out. The double life link and gaining draws off the life gain is freaking solid. Now we go to our discard phase. So we get rid of this because I want to go and get Fabled, get some stuff. Move to our next turn. Oh, man. Yeah, we got a lot of X spells. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be really crazy. This turn would be either wiping. We're in turn 4, though. Like, we have protection there. We have protection there and potentially game win. You could do Delusions of Mediocrity to gain life there, but really you just want to swing in with these guys. So we swing in. We're going to hit. He's going to hit first, so he's going to get 3 life. 1, 2, 3. You're going to draw a card. Draw a card. Then he's going to hit again. 1, 2, 3. Draw a card. And that's going to gain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draw a card. All right, that's all our draw in there. Actually, I probably wouldn't have dropped my land, wherever that... Did I drop a land? Did I get a bonus land in there? I think I did drop my land that turn. I would have saved it because wait to see what we get here. Then we tap this for 12. So I could use 12 anywhere. At that point, I probably... could wipe the board and save my stuff because I could go 1 white and 2. So I could do 12 1/1 count, or 12 little dudes that can't block. It feels like a waste that I'd use a Chroma's Will here. So in actuality, I'd probably back that up and just get more creatures out, get things nice. So we got 1, 2. Let's get that out. 1, 2. Get that out. That and that. That and that. That and that. That and that. Balin's Tomb, which is Ancient Tomb. We're down to 8 cards. This can be any color. Is there anything else we'd hit up? We could go 1, 2, 3. Is that how I want to do that? Yeah, we could get that out. I was just trying to figure out my protection because now I'm leaving myself wide open for somebody to swing in at me. I want 2 white. So what I probably, if I was really playing this out, we would take one of those back. And I'd actually play that. Get something so that we have a white and a white to save my stuff. Because right now you're just in protection mode. You should be well ahead of everybody. So I probably would roll with this. Get this out there. And I think that's probably where I'd roll with that. And I'd just be like, all right, I'm good. I got 58 life. I'm sitting pretty. Next turn, let's say at that point, somebody did go, all right, I want to swing in. I got to kill, board wipe. Then you throw out that. You get no count, no tokens, but you at least protect your creatures. So you used up one of your things there. All right. So this is game in hand pretty much. I mean, you're in control. You have no more protection at this point, but well, I guess you do. You have a Chroma's Will. So where you're sitting here, I would probably keep this mana open. So I'd keep like a 2 or this and that so that you could protect your stuff. Now you're just in protection mode because now you're swinging in. You're doing 6. Whenever you gain life, oh man, they're going to gain counters there. You're going to draw so many cards. You're going to have 4 cards off of that. You could do, is there an X spell in here? We got this X spell we could hit up. You could do Moonshaker Cavalry at that point. The game is in hand. Yeah, needs more stacks. All right, so that was a pretty good one. That was a good run of how I'd want it to go. You could do a Ajani after that. After you swung in, Ajani, and then there's the game. You just killed all their creatures, all their artifacts. They are no longer, because you're over 15 life. You're going to be well over. All right, so let's restart that one. Let's do another one. All right, what do we got for land? 1, 2, 3. We're good. So let's get a start on it. Is a good start. We're not going to get a lot of ramp. We do have Ancient Tomb, which will help. Turn 1. Am I wanting to do anything crazy? Prismatic Vista. We'll go get. We got double white, double blue. Probably double white. Or sorry, probably white. Let's get our planes. Get that there. Close and shuffle. Get Murder of Sands out. And then we move to next turn. Oh, Mana Crypt and that. Got lucky. Got Mana Crypt and this and that. So we throw that out there. Actually, could probably hold this one back because we're going to go 1, 2. Oops. Well, we would do second land. So we couldn't do this one. Sorry. So we do Mana Crypt there. Get Will, Scion of Peace out. We wouldn't want to use this ability yet. We will use it next turn. Move into next turn. All right. So we could use this now. We have a couple X spells, and we'd be on turn 3. Let's say we lost our 3 life. Throw this out there. Yeah, we would. We would tap this for 2. We have 1 colorless floating. Sack this. Show 1, 2, 3, and that's times 3. So you gain 6 life. Up to 42. Tap this down. We would want this guy. So we go 1, 2, double that. Let's do another. We'll lose 2 life there. So we'd have 6, 7, 8. So we'd get 8 of these little dudes. I wouldn't say little because they're 2 2s. 2/2 knights on turn 3. You have 8 of them. So you have 16 damage just with this sitting out there. Move to next turn. Hopefully there's not a board wipe. No lands off of this. Let's say we lost our 3 life there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 8 of these. This is going to flip because you're going to kill it wherever you put it. Where's my flip? Turnover. So draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature. You get the emblem knights you control have +1/+0 and ward. That's probably what you would do most likely with this. So you'd -2. All these are 3 2s with wards. Just brutal. You can kill those and there'll be 4 2s with ward 1, which is really nice. Let's see, what was the tap X creatures when you do shuffle, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that one's fine. We needed to gain life. We didn't have any really good gain lifers, so we got to get Mangara out. So white, colorless, and did we do this that turn? Oh, we had that one floating. That wouldn't matter. We would have lost it. So we would use Balin's Tomb and Mangara. Okay, so it has lifelink whenever an opponent attacks with creatures. If 2 or more are attacking you or a planeswalker, you get to draw, or whenever opponent casts a second spell. So when we go to our next turn, I just kind of assume one person did it. So I draw an extra card, then we go to our next turn. Okay. Still missing. We didn't get a land on that one either. Playing the 35 lands. With this, let's say we lost another 3. I like worst case scenario to kind of figure things out. We would swing in with Mangara. We would swing in with our 4. We'll kill this. We'll kill Teferi, and there'll be 4 2s. Well, we could plus it, I guess. Let's plus it. So draw 2 cards and then discard 2 cards unless you do a creature. All right, we needed a land there. Let's discard. Is there any creature that I don't really... I like the creatures in here. Is this going to really help me? Yeah, it will, because you're going to pump these dudes. So we want that. We want this for removal. So I'll probably drop a plains. And what isn't going to help me in this situation? We want protection. We have 2 protection spells. March of the Sword and the Mist is kind of my protection, but we'll get rid of that because I like these guys for indestructible. And then we already have a phasing out with Teferi's protection. Okay, so we did that. We are drawing, we were dropping our land, so we didn't miss that land drop. We swung in for 2, and all these guys are swinging in for 3. This is +1 on the counters. So that one's solid. So then we get to our second main phase. We gain 2 life. So everything costs 2 less. So what do we got here? 1, 2. We're down a blue. So we can't. Oh, no, we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can do it. So we go boop, 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 boop. 1 with the multiverse. So look at the top card. We can cast that for free, or we can cast something else from our hand. Ooh, is there any creatures? Oh, I could have thrown a creature in there. Did I? No. Oh, there is a creature. I could gain her back. Or I could do Hullbreaker Horror. Can't be countered. That might be nice for next turn to set up because we could start popping things. So we get her out. And then it says, at the beginning of your end step, return target creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield where X amount of life you gain that turn. So we could just bring back our little gal here. She's back. And that would be the end of our turn. Oh, we can play land. Nope. Ooh, Approach of the Second Sun. That's going to be fun. All right, so we're at turn 5. We get to turn 6, and things are just... You're protected. You're sitting solid. You're sitting pretty. What's on the top? Chroma's well, yeah. What you have here is just now it's game over because it's not the big... There are big baddies in this, but it's more of the tokens... Getting the pump spells and all that and wiping the board and all that fun stuff. Probably the kind of the little combo-y thing that I want to do with this. If you've done a lot of the life gain and this only costs 1 white and then you have a blue X, draw X cards, you could cast this, cast the X spell. If I had the X spell in my hand right now, technically I could probably get this done because you cast it, do the X spell, go back, draw it, cast it again, you win the game. So this is solid. You're pretty solid here. This seems like a good setup. Let's do another restart. What are we at? We're at 25 minutes. I want to keep this about 30 minutes, so we'll just do a couple more of these. 1, 2. I like 3 lands, but we have a Soul Ring and a Decanter of Endless Water, so we have a No max hand size, and it adds a color to your mana. So I will keep this hand. Ooh, and we got another mana rock. So let's get that out. Let's get Soul Ring. Turn 1. Soul Rings are always fun. And that would be it. Next turn, drop that. I think 2, 3. No, we need to get our commander out. Well, 2, 3. Yeah, we need to get him out. So we'd use all this up, get the commander out, or we could just set up. It's only turn 2. It's only turn 2. So we go 1, 2, 3. Let's get Decanter out. Would that matter there? Moxfield list you shared is 105 Maydag. You have to cut. Yep, I have to cut to 100. Yeah, if you look right there, I'm 5 cards over. So I've run this 30, 40 times and I still don't know what I want to cut for those last 5. I probably would keep everything there. We're turn 2. Although, would I get a draw? No, you know what I probably would get the commander out at that point. Because my next turn, we're going to use this potentially. Oh no, because we could have 4. It would use up all my mana. So it'd actually make more sense. Get that out there. Move to next turn. Oh, if I would have known that was coming. All right, so we go Mana Crypt into Talisman into, because we have 1 floating from that, into our commander, and then we're good. We're done. Move to the next turn. We lose 3 life, just saying, from Mana Crypt. Now we just have lots and lots of stuff here. This is a fun card. Finale of Glory. If you get over 10 and you get 10 2/2s or whatever number you're over 10, and then 10 4/4s. So that's pretty insane. Okay, so we have a lot of things going on here. Yeah, the last 5 are for sure the hardest to cut. So we got blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we can play one with the multiverse. I think I would. I would go straight up with it. Boop. 1. This is turn 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One with the multiverse. We gain a life, so we could use this. Let's look at the top. Yep. Cast Stormherd for free. We would get 38 Pegasi in play, and we can play land from the top. We did not get a land, so let's keep that there. And then we go to our next turn. Basically, you kill a player this turn. Oh, still not a land there. We need a land. Yeah, this would have been solid to have before Stormherd came out. Okay, so now we can play a card for free. Is there anything here? 2 life that matters for free. You'd swing in for the 38. Oh, dude. I agree, Lowry, but so many times it allows it's gone off. Like I've been on the border of cutting that, but that one, just being able to cast everything from my hand is just insane. Like, I understand that's what Omniscience does, but in this, like, it works so well to be able to just, because you're drawing so many cards, and I know everything costs less, but the thing you run into a problem with this deck, and I know you probably are running into the same thing with Rowan, is the colored mana. You need colors. And so you get all the colorless and you just run out of steam. You're just like, oh crap. Okay. I can only cast a few spells. When you have Omniscience, you just cast you cast everything. Like, it's just Omniscience. You're going to say cut the lands. Isn't that what your 2 words? Oh, it's a Bolt's Trickery. That doesn't even work in here. Okay. So we have 38. We wouldn't want to cast this one, but I do want to hit my land drops for free. I would probably, we would do a Chroma's Will to try to win it all, because then everything has double strike, lifelink, protection. So you're killing at least 2 players with that. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You gain another life off of that. Boom, that's in play. You should win the game there with just that. If you don't, then you keep going. I like to go to 7. So let's say our freebie spell is going to be, let's just get stuff off there. We need to see if there's land. Nope. Aether Flux. For sure needing the color. Yeah. All right. So then we go to our next turn. We're on turn 6. Checking the top. Man, not hitting those lands. Aether Flux for free? Yes, because that's an artifact. This is actually kind of the difficult thing with this is artifact spells are tough in this because you need colors and they don't get reduced by anything there. So that'd be our for free cost. You could do that too, but we could do Conjugate to gain life. Everything costs less. Then you hit Finale of Glory, get more creatures, more life, removing another player because you're going to get 10, more than 10, because you're going to gain. So I forgot, target player gains 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. So in the Storm Herd, you're gaining 60, 76 life because of this. And then playing this is going to gain you that much more. And now you Aether Flux 2 people, 50-50, they are dead. Just with these going off and using Will. And you have, well, no, you got rid of your protection. Right control gains life, but doesn't add to the Will's ability. All right. Okay. So let's do, what are we at? We're at 32. Oh, shoot. One more run. One more good run here just to get a little test going. Is that you need to kill or counter Will early and often. Yes. So that's what I'm saying is, you know this now that you're seeing it. Like you know that Will, it gets out, but it's not threatening. It really isn't. And then you just go off. The downfall of Will and obviously Rowan as well is they're all at the sorcery speed. So I can't react to somebody killing it. I can't go, oh, it's happened. Now all my spells cost blah, blah, blah. The cool thing is if Will gets killed or if I do a board wipe spell, and I've already done his ability, it counts for the commander tax. I'm 99% sure, so that it's really easy to cast him back out again if you've already tapped him and you plan it out where you destroy all creatures, then you bring him right back out for just 2 mana. So it's very kind of crazy actually how it works out. So okay, so we go turn 1, we have Scalding Tarn. We want to get Sarah's Ascendant out. That's always a nice one to have right at the beginning. We'll go get Tundra. So we can get her out. She comes out. We lose a life from the Scalding Tarn. We move to next turn. We aren't going to be able to get our commander out, so let's just ramp up the rocks. Swing in Sarah for 6, so we're at 45. And then we say, oh, then we go to the third turn, and now we get Will out, still swinging in. We'd have Arcane Signet just sit in there, swinging in for another 6, so now we're at 51. Next turn's when things start to happen. You can do Riot Control. See, you could right away. We're on turn 4. This shouldn't be happening. You want a Ajani a little later, but you could do a Ajani at this point. I think what I would do, let's see, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we reduce this by 6, we can get Ataxius out. This was one of the ones I'm tempted to cut, but it's going to work here. Oh, we would go swing in for 6. That gets me to 757. Second main phase. We are tapping for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jin-Gitaxias is out. We go to our end phase. We are drawing 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And discarding a land. Discarding a land. Discarding. We need 2 more to get rid of. Shabraz will be good there. At this point, we don't need a land. We need land. And maybe I would keep that in a hand. Lyra maybe goes down. Shabraz, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all these other guys are good because now we got our counters. We got our protection or gaining life. A little bit of protection there. Then we move to next turn. Now let's just assume somebody figured out a way to get rid of Jin-Gitaxias because that is a pretty brutal card, so it's no longer there. But you got your 7 cards off of it, so it's a nice little start. We do that. We draw. We go get our Hallowed Fountain. Come on. We lose the 2 life because really don't care about that. We get our Soul Ring out with Arcane Signet, maybe. Because we're going to... Let's wait a second on that. We swing in with Sarah. We get up to 60. At this point, you can cast a Ajani for 2. Wipe their board. Ajani's gone. There, you should have the... setting up to be pretty nice. So we have 6. So at that point... 6, 1, 2, 7. We're a little short to hit the finale of Glory. So I think what I would do is do 1 white, rocks, so we can double things up. And then I think I would go boop, boop, and Shabraz it. Yeah, I think that's how I'd have it for this one. And we move to our next turn 6. Plains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we don't have a lot of counters. We would have gained a life off of drawing. We would have gained 2 life off of drawing because of rocks. And then I think we would swing in with Sarah. And depending on whatever rocks is doing, let's pretend we can't do rocks. So we hit for 12. So we go up to 74. And now we tap this for, 14? So now you're going 1 white, 2 white, finale of Glory. So now you have this at 14. So now you have 14 flying angels, 14 2/2s. Riot Control we're probably good with there. We have no protection at this point. We would have used up our protection. Probably throw out Soul Ring here. I think that's pretty much it there. Man, I kind of want to keep going a little bit longer with this. I've already run it a bunch, but all right, so there's 14 there. So this feels like your next turn is game winner because now you do Moonshaker before the attacks and you have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just enough to run with Moonshaker. Everything gets, this is your Crater of Behemoth. Everything gets flying and you have 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. That is if everything didn't die there. 33, 33. They all get 33 plus 33 in flying, and that's game. Okay, let's do another one. All right, this is a land heavy one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Phasing out. Ugh. I don't want to play this one just because it'll be kind of a boring one, but I would start with this one because you'd have your things to get your guy out, but you have the big dog here, and that's pretty much it. I guess we could try it. Let's try to run with it. Let's try to run with it. And Sarah's Ascendant pops out for turn 1. Sure, let's do that. Next turn, let's get this out of there. Actually, well, it doesn't matter. Minimo Island. Let's get Minimo out. And then we'll get a Signet out and swing in for 6. We go to next turn. This is all colors. We get our Will out. Yep, just Will. Swing in for another 6. Next turn. That we don't need at this point. Jin, we do need to kind of get out there, which we will. Swinging for 6. And now everything costs 6 less. So we'll do blue, 1, 2, Jingataxius. Play that. Oh, we won't pop that to my hand. We'll pop this back to the hand. That comes in tapped. And then we're about to say go, and we draw 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Discarding. Boop. Hushbringer, we're kind of past that point. That's a good 2-drop card in the beginning. Let's get rid of a plains because we got a blue. Oh, no. Let's get rid of the island because we have Minimo there, and we need 2 more. Untapping is kind of past that point. And, we do have Plaza. So let's get rid of the plains. So that's how we'd end that. We go to our next turn. Let's assume Jingataxius again gets killed because you're going to want to kill it. Now what are we sitting at? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 land. And we have Storm Herd there. So that's probably what's going to end up happening. You hit 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this only costs 4. 2, 3, 4. Storm Herd, and now we have 64 duders. All right, just for shits and giggles, let's say now we got a board wipe. We got killed. Come on, go there. Go there. Go there. Now we're starting over, but we've already played our commander once, so now, board wipes happen. We know this. It always happens in games. So now we drop this out. We got to get our commander back out. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yep. 5. We get Will out. We tap that to tap this to get Arcane Signet. All right. That was our setup turn to get things back going after a normal board wipe. So we got a lot out. We got a lot to tap. We can just cast things. So we look at here, and what do we got? You gain life equal to the number of creatures on the battlefield plus artifacts. Let's just assume people play artifacts. I would assume they do. What do we want to tap for this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got our 4 there. That's fine. I was trying to see my colors here. We want the blue one to be tapped instead. Okay, so we do that. This is untapped. And now we gain 1 life for each creature and artifact. So just on our board, 1, 2, 3. Let's assume the other players have at least 2 of either a creature or an artifact, or both. 1 artifact, 1 creature. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we gain 9 life. That should be a minimum after even a reset, unless you got really screwed over. So we gain 9. We tap this down for 9. Now we can either do wipe other stuff out, or we try to go for the game winner right here. So you go 1, 2, boom, it's out. I know it's the cheap way to win, but it's going to win you the game, because now you go March of the Swirly Mist. You tap 1 and this, and you can phase it out. Beginning your upkeep, blah, blah, blah. Beginner, phasing, come back. So beginner your upkeep, it comes back, you win the game, or you're protecting it. I'm pretty sure you could do that with the phasing, because you're going to still hit your upkeep, the phase in at the beginning of your upkeep. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, chat. If you, I'm pretty sure on the phasing, I never actually thought about that with this part where you're trying to win the game. But you have 40 or more life, unless somebody swung in and really did damage. But you just dealt. This is 2 turns after a board wipe, and we're just assuming a big board wipe. To get you back down to 40 is probably not going to happen. Well, let's say that didn't work out. Let's say we went a different route and we got Drogue Skull out for 2 and Archangel of Thune. So that's a pretty nice little combo there. So now we got, whenever you gain life, you get a, not combo, but these 2. I love these guys. So we swing in, we get our 3. Actually, these will get bumped quite a bit. So it'll be 3. You get a 1/1 counter. So this would do 7 total. This one would do 4. So you do, that's 11, right? Because it get the 1/1 counter because of Drogue Skull doing the life, and you would draw 3 cards off of that. 2, 3. You could do Beacon of Immortality. So we double up to 1, because now we're tapping this. You double your life, so now you're at 168. Teferi slows time. Now, this is an interesting card. I like this card in here because 1, you're untapping a land that you need for color. 2, you're untapping your commander, so you can do it twice. And 3, you're untapping an artifact. And 4, you're gaining 2 life off of it. So there, it hits everything you want. And if you don't have the targets, you tap down other people's stuff. So this is a pretty solid card. At this point, you're really sitting pretty golden. The biggest thing is trying to keep your stuff protected. And like you mentioned, Renshai, in the beginning, if people realize what Will does, they will target. But he's not a threatening commander when he's out. It's based on other things happening. So gaining life, people are like, meh, whatever. But it actually can go pretty crazy. And what are we? We're turn 8, and this is, I've backed this up turns, to make it seem like real game stuff. So, yeah. So I don't know if you guys, I know Lowry, you put in a suggestion of Omniscience. I definitely I've thought about it because the 3 blue kind of gets me, but man, when you're just drawing everything out and able to play that, this is all about drawing, even though I didn't really show that in all the games I did here. I didn't really have, there's a draw finale. Speaking of, what are the draws? I should show you guys that really quick. So the draws, and they're all big X spells. So when you hit that 12, so you got the Brain Geyser, you got Finale, Pull from Tomorrow. The One Ring can kind of get crazy. What was the crazy? Oh, phasing. So what I was saying was if I phased out Feldar Savinger, when it comes back in, I still get the trigger of at the beginning of your upkeep if you have 40 or more life, because I can stack it, right? That's what I was thinking, but it might not, because all the beginning of your upkeep, all the things that are looking at that would trigger. And since this wouldn't be in play until the beginning of your upkeep, I don't think it could. That's where I could see the loophole of it not working. Where is another phasing card so I can just read the... it's the full art. Hang on. I can figure this out here. If you get the one with the... There we go. Select. They're phased out. They're treated as though they don't exist. Each phase is in before its controller. Oh, untaps during their next untap step. Okay, so untap, upkeep, draw. So yes, it would come back in. So you could set yourself up for the win. You play your card out, phase it out so they can't kill it. As long as your life stays above 40, it comes back in. And if somebody has a instant removal, then you are set. You know, if they remove it instantly, then hey, you just move on. I got rid of, there was a couple things, you know, you had the test of endurance where you win if you have 50 or more life. And really I just wanted on this guy because he has the life link built in on him. So if you're below life and you're trying to gain that life to make your commander go off, this is going to help in that, where test of endurance is just an enchantment. So, and I didn't want to have too many repetitive ways, like similar ways of winning. As you can see, like Ajani does Ajani things. Akroma, just an awesome game ender, especially if you're playing a lot of creatures. Angel of Destiny, this one, Renshai, you were in that game, I think, or where I hit somebody for, you know, the double strike, you're gaining life. If this hits them, they die. And I think we did that at SmithCon, that when we played in the lobby. Approach does its thing. Stormherd does its thing. Omniscience, Moonshaker. They all have, and there's more game winners in this that I feel, but these are like the prime ones that I think. So again, I got 5 cards to cut. Once I get those 5 cards cut, then I will do the final spotlight of the deck. So I think that'll do it here, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure, like, subscribe. And tomorrow, podcast Tuesday, 9 o'clock Central.